To begin this meditation, come into a position that is comfortable, that you can sustain. That might be lying on your back, sitting in a chair, or sitting cross-legged upright. If you are seated upright, lengthen through your spine. Press down through your sits bones, and let the crown of your head come a little higher. And then begin to notice sensation around the very top of your scalp, the very top of your skull. Noticing if there is sensation here, and if there is, maybe putting a word to it. If there's nothing, maybe take your awareness just an inch or two above the crown of your head, and maybe imagine a light, a ray, an orb, almost as if it's a halo around the very top of your head. And it could be any color. Maybe it's blue, maybe it's white, maybe it's colorless. But can you imagine the glow? And can you imagine some sensation that travels down to your body? This space at the very top of your head, the very top of your skull, is where we locate the crown chakra. Is where we locate our source of wisdom, of thought, of knowledge, and of learning. So begin to take your awareness down an inch or so into your head, into your thoughts, and notice what is happening in your mind. Notice the tone, the quality, the texture of your thoughts. Notice if your mind is racing, and that's okay if it is. Notice if your mind is already still. And then notice that you are noticing. We'll be doing an exercise to build our connection to the witness, or the source, the seer of thoughts in our mind. And before we begin, I'll read you a few lines about the witness from a book called Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anodia Judith. She says, sometimes the consciousness within is referred to as the witness. The witness sits just behind our normal activity, watching without judgment the changing emotions, the flurry of thoughts, the impulses, and attachments. The witness is something above and beyond the body and its experience, beyond memories and dreams, even though it silently observes all of these events. The witness may be the sole essence that has lived beyond this lifetime. It may be a divine intelligence that is larger than the self. To become aware of the witness is to become aware of the essence that dwells within. The witness is the core of the self, an indestructible spark of divinity. To embrace the witness is to embrace the underlying reality of our being. The witness can be both objective and subjective. It can detach from places where we suffer, and it can teach us how to swim in the stream when we are flailing about. The witness is the eternal guide, an invaluable friend, the deep inner awareness of the self. Now just begin to make a connection with the witness that is within yourself, with the act of knowing that you are thinking. And we'll begin an exercise to observe that witness. In whatever position you're in, let the thought of your body go and focus fully on the thoughts that come into your mind. Each time a thought comes into your mind, simply acknowledge that it's there. And without attaching yourself to that thought, you might think, isn't that interesting? And then let that thought move on. And then think to yourself, I wonder what my next thought will be. Let that next thought arise. Let it pass. And wonder again. I wonder what my next thought will be. Let the thought arise. Let it pass. And wonder again. Continue this cycle, continuing to invite awareness into your own pattern of thought, into the witness, the seer in your mind's eye. Anytime your mind wanders away from this question, from this awareness of your thoughts, simply draw it back. And I'll be quiet for the next few moments as you're watching your thoughts. I'll let you know when to come back. And if your mind has wandered away from your thoughts, begin to invite it back, noticing what you are thinking. And now we'll direct our thoughts to a specific place. Take yourself to a body of water, maybe to the side of a river. Just begin to approach that water without going in just yet. Notice what the water looks like from where you're standing. Notice its color. Notice the feeling that you have in your body and your mind. As you invite maybe a sense of peace and a sense of calm, watching the movement of the current. and the rippling of the waves from the bed of the stream, from your seat of safety, of security. Now, can you become so interested in that water and that you become closer and closer and closer and eventually fall in? As you immerse yourself in the water, notice how it feels. Notice its temperature. Notice the feeling of the current around you. And let that current become a little more forceful, pushing you down the river, down to a place that is unfamiliar. You might turn around, look back behind you, to the stream bed, to that place of security that you just were inhabiting. Maybe you try to paddle upstream, but the current is so strong that it continues to push you down. You're in a place away from your safety, away from your security, in a place where you must learn from feeling, from doing, and from being in the river. And since you can't swim back, the only option is to let go. So for a moment, let yourself be washed away with the river, moving with the force. And notice how it feels to be swept away. And then rather than continuing to move aimlessly, can you begin to learn to swim? Can you begin to come into relationship with the river? Feeling your way into a rhythmic movement, staying afloat. Notice how it feels. Your knowledge from before, from when you were on the riverbed, it doesn't serve you here. It doesn't matter the precise force of the river or that there may be a waterfall coming up. Those things are useful to know. But what is more useful, what is more practical, what is most needed in this moment is that you have learned to swim. Again, by feeling, by being in the experience. Now, as you're swimming, know that you are in the force of the river, but you too have skills. You have choices. You have autonomy. And so you can choose to move out of the way when a rock approaches. You can choose to take the other fork in the river when the waterfall comes near. You can choose to stay afloat rather than sink. You swim. Notice how your body feels as you move in the waves. Notice your breath, breathing in at just the right moment when your head moves up and when you need fresh air. And notice your thoughts. Maybe the same sense of calm, the same sense of ease, of peace moves into your body as you are swimming easily effortlessly within the river that is moving you, within this current of life. Continue swimming here, watching, noticing, bringing awareness to your experience. To the texture of the water, to the appearance as you momentarily open your eyes underwater, to the sound of the gushing river, to how the air feels on your skin each time you move an arm, you move a leg out of the water, to how the water feels on your being. Now, as you are one with the river, as you are in relationship, continue to be so. But let that river take you back. Let the course of the river circle all the way back to the stream bed where you began. And as you land there, safe, secure, crawl your way out of the river, coming back onto solid land, dry and warm, and still complete with the knowledge, with the learning, with the experience that you have just had. As you arrive back onto solid land, feel your body once again. And then take your mind's eye back to where you are in reality. Feel your body in the room that you're in. Feel your breath. And when you're ready to come out, to come back to reality, to become wide awake again, simply open your eyes and look around you.